Although most seniors are unaware of it, eating the wrong kind of meat after the age of 65 can increase your risk of heart disease by more than 60%. The most terrifying aspect: you currently have some of these meats in your kitchen. They may seem innocuous, even healthy, but they may be subtly causing kidney stress, inflammation, and even early memory loss every day. Additionally, doctors now advise against seniors eating a certain meat, which is frequently seen as a pleasure, even once a week. You might already be suffering harm if it's a component of your diet. In addition to 3 meats that seniors should never touch, this video reveals 3 potent meats that can help prevent heart attacks, improve mental clarity, and even combat aging from the inside out. Almost no one talks about the last item on our never list, so stay until the very end. This may be the most crucial thing you watch today if you want to remain resilient, self-sufficient, and lucid well into your golden years. The worst offenders, 3 meats that shouldn't be on your plate after the age of 65, will be discussed first. In order to ensure that you never miss another personalized health tip, I advise you to ring the bell and subscribe if you haven't already. Type 1 in the comments if you like this video. If not, input 0 to tell me how I can improve your material. 1. Behind the sizzle was bacon, the silent murderer. It's cozy, crunchy, and a nostalgic Sunday brunch mainstay for many. However, bacon poses a silent threat to longevity for seniors, making it more than simply a guilty pleasure. The heart, brain, and blood vessels, the very systems most susceptible in aging bodies, are the targets of a concoction of harmful substances that lurk behind the aroma of sizzling fat and the gratifying crunch. Bacon's high saturated fat content, which is known to block arteries and raise LDL cholesterol, is not the only thing that makes it so harmful. Even more concerning are the chemical preservatives, such as nitrates and nitrites, which are added to food to preserve its color and flavor. Once within the body, these substances have the potential to transform into nitrosamines, which are carcinogenic substances connected to pancreatic, stomach, and colon cancers. Bacon and other processed meats are categorized by the WHO as Group 1 carcinogens, which puts them in the same danger category as asbestos and tobacco smoke. Damage accumulates more quickly and repairs more slowly in older persons whose cellular repair processes are already deteriorating. However, the threat doesn't end there. Advanced glycation end products, or AGEs, are toxic substances produced when meat is cooked at high temperatures, like when it is fried or grilled, and they are particularly highly concentrated in bacon. The 2 main causes of age-related illnesses like Alzheimer's, arthritis, and cardiovascular disease, oxidative stress and inflammation, are accelerated by these AGEs. Without any obvious symptoms, inflammation damages blood vessels, impairs cognition, and exacerbates joint discomfort as it quietly sneaks in. The fact that bacon conceals pain and happiness is particularly wicked. Its flavor evokes feelings of familiarity, possibly even childhood or early family memories. Yet this emotional solace may come at the expense of actual irreparable harm. Elderly people are frequently advised to eat what makes them happy, but this advice turns into a false friend when that happiness results in high blood pressure, insulin resistance, and vascular stiffness. The more bacon you eat, the more you're contributing to the conditions that rob you of years of your life. It only takes a few strips per week to start making a difference in systemic inflammation, as well as weight. There is no safe amount of processed bacon for adults over 65, despite what many people think. Bacon is not only unhealthy, but also risky for seniors who are managing diseases like kidney stress, heart disease, or hypertension. Therefore, even though the crunch and scent may be comforting, the price is high. Every meal erodes your fortitude, and regrettably, it sometimes goes unrecognized until the effects are too severe to undo. However, bacon isn't the only seemingly innocuous meat that causes subtle damage to aging bodies. Another popular meat that is frequently found in lunchboxes, on holiday platters, and at cookouts, has its own unspoken risks. And this one pretends to be nutritious, unlike bacon. Now let's discuss it. Please let me know in the first remark below if you're still watching and finding these insights useful. Let's now discuss point number 2. Second, processed meats, a convenience that can change your life. Particularly for elderly people who live alone or on a limited budget, it is simple to see why processed meats have become a mainstay in so many American homes. They are easy to use, come already packaged, and take minimal work. A cold-cut sandwich, a hot dog, or a few slices of ham can seem like a simple way to get through lunch quickly. But there's a hazardous truth behind that convenience. The cornerstone of your health is being steadily eroded by processed meats. Sausage, deli meats, salami, hot dogs, and ham are examples of processed meats. They are frequently smoked, strongly salted, and chemically preserved. These cooking techniques prolong the meat's shelf life and enhance their flavor, but they also overload your body with sodium, nitrates, and nitrites, which aggravate blood vessels, cause chronic inflammation, and raise your risk of stroke, heart failure, and colon cancer. The body may recover from these attacks in a younger individual, but in older adults, whose detoxification systems deteriorate with age, the consequences build up subtly but significantly. Studies reveal that even 50 grams of processed meat per day, or around 2 slices of deli meat, increases the risk of colorectal cancer by 18%. The World Health Organization has formally connected processed meats to an increased risk of cancer. Particularly at risk are elderly people who are currently managing several drugs, have weakened immune systems, and have delicate organ function. This, together with the high sodium level, is a surefire way to exacerbate kidney strain, water retention, and hypertension, 3 of the most prevalent health issues among adults over 65. Nevertheless, these meats pose as health-conscious options because they are frequently promoted as lean or light. A turkey sandwich may seem innocuous, but if it contains cured processed meat, it's putting inflammatory chemicals and chemical preservatives straight into your body. They reduce your vascular flexibility, impair your cognitive function, and make it more difficult to maintain your general well-being over time. Perhaps the most tragic is that elderly who are looking for simple, comfortable meals frequently choose processed meats. However, that simplicity might come at the expense of independence, heart strain, and cognitive deterioration. We have to question ourselves if the convenience of a few minutes saved is worth the years that could be lost. Avoiding processed meats and bacon may seem like a safer option, and it is in many respects. However, there is another kind of meat that is far more misleading but as harmful. It is enjoyed in steakhouses, lauded for its richness, and frequently consumed rare for flavor. However, for elderly people, this popular meat might be bringing more than simply flavor. It might be bringing danger. Next, let's find it. 3. Industrial red beef, rare. The taste that battles for your future. Many people view a juicy, rare steak as a sign of luxury, a way to unwind after a long day, the focal point of memorable feasts, or a taste of something strong and instinctive. However, the cost of that indulgence may be far greater for people over 65 than most people think. In addition to being heavy on the stomach, red meat especially when undercooked and from industrial farms, is also heavy on the heart, joints, and brain. Our immune system no longer functions as precisely as it once did. Our metabolism slows, and our digestive tract becomes less effective as we age. Red meats, proteins, and saturated fats, especially those from factory-farmed, grain-fed cuts, become more difficult for the kidneys, liver, and colon to digest. Additionally, when the steak is cooked to a rare temperature, possible microorganisms such as E. listeria or E. coli might not be completely eradicated, which could be dangerous for elderly people with weakened immune systems. Inflammation poses an even more pernicious threat than the possibility of infection. Arachidonic acid, a substance abundant in red meat, stimulates the body's inflammatory reactions. This inflammation may be tolerable in younger people, but in older people who are already dealing with cardiovascular disease, arthritis, or cognitive loss, this additional strain can exacerbate pre-existing conditions and cause new ones. Seniors may not even be aware that the meat on their plate is partially to blame if they are experiencing joint pain, cognitive fog, or exhaustion. Then there's the preparation of red meat, pan-seared, blackened, or grilled to perfection. But at what price? Heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs, which have been linked to an increased risk of several malignancies, especially those of the colon and prostate, are produced when meat is cooked at high temperatures. Together with a weaker and slower healing digestive system, the outcome is a gradual but noticeable decline in long-term health. Red meat is particularly misleading because it is frequently presented as being high in protein and iron, which is accurate but insufficient, as the same iron that facilitates oxygen transport may also build up in older persons and produce oxidative stress, particularly if antioxidants aren't present to counteract it. This increases the likelihood of degenerative disease and causes more cellular damage over time. It's time for older individuals to reconsider that steak meal if they want to maintain their independence, mental clarity, and vitality. What may seem like strength on the tongue may be eroding it from your body bit by bit, day by day. Meat need not be the enemy, though. Not every meat is created equal. Actually, we'll reveal the 3 potent protein sources that can fortify your bones, hone your intellect, and support your heart next. The top 3 meats for seniors to consume. 1. Salmon from the wild. The meat that does the thinking. Wild-caught salmon is one of the few dishes that perfectly captures the peaceful wisdom found in the waterways. This specific beef is more than simply food for seniors dealing with the inevitable changes that come with aging, such as slowed memory, hurting joints, and persistent weariness. It's medication masquerading as food. Salmon is one of the most potent allies for those who want to fortify their hearts, preserve their wits, and age not just longer, but better, because it is flavorful, but also gentle on the body. The remarkable concentration of omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, which are critical for preserving vascular strength, emotional equilibrium, and cognitive function, is what distinguishes wild-caught salmon. Not all of these are nutrients. They act as guardians. According to research from Harvard and the Journal of the American Geriatric Society, taking omega-3 fatty acids on a regular basis can decrease the progression of Alzheimer's disease, lessen brain shrinkage, and even enhance mood and sleep quality. 2 issues that many older persons deal with. Salmon, however, does more than just protect the mind. It supports the heart, which is the fundamental building block of life. Its fats have been shown to lower blood pressure, cut triglycerides, and increase artery flexibility, all of which assist to avoid heart attacks and strokes, two of the main causes of death for adults over 65. Furthermore, wild salmon actually reduces inflammation, in contrast to many meats that do the opposite. The pigment that gives it its pink color, astaxanthin, is one of the strongest natural antioxidants that science has discovered. Salmon's absence of dangerous antibiotics, artificial hormones, and excessive saturated fat is just as significant as its inclusions. Salmon promotes clean eating, which is essential for elderly people with weakened immune systems, sensitive kidneys, or slower digestion, in contrast to highly processed foods or red meat from industrial farms. Texture even matters. Properly cooked salmon's soft, flaky texture makes it simpler to chew and swallow, which is a delicate but important factor for elderly people who have dental problems or dysphagia. It's also adaptable. Salmon, whether baked, steamed, or grilled with herbs and olive oil, provides nourishment without being heavy. It is not a diet fad to eat wild-caught salmon 2 or 3 times a week. It's a deliberate investment in mobility, energy, and memory. It's providing your body with the means to sustain the life you still desire. Food is no longer simply about taste for seniors. It has to do with function. Even though salmon is the ultimate brain meal, there is another meat that is frequently disregarded but subtly gives aging bodies a whole new lease on life. It's familiar, slender, and surprisingly strong. Now let's discuss it. 2. Free-range chicken, the silent age's gentle strength. Sometimes the simplest ideas yield the best results. The simple chicken has a quiet power in a world full of complicated nutrition guidelines and diet fads, especially when it's free-range, unprocessed, and cooked with love. This is more than just a lean meat choice for elders. It's a smart healing diet that helps almost all of the body's systems without putting too much strain on them. High-quality, readily digestible protein, which is increasingly important and harder to use as one ages, is abundant in free-range chicken. Sarcopenia, a disorder in which the body naturally loses muscle mass after the age of 65, increases the risk of falls, causes weakness, and slows the recovery from sickness. Leucine, one of the amino acids found in chicken, is crucial for maintaining and repairing muscles. For seniors balancing nutrition and organ function, chicken is the perfect choice because it is easy on the stomach and doesn't overburden aging kidneys like heavier meats can. However, this bird contributes more than just protein. Vitamin B6, which is included in free-range chicken, promotes brain function and aids in mood and sleep regulation. 2 essential components of preserving emotional and mental well-being. It also contains niacin, which is essential for the synthesis of cellular energy, and zinc, which supports the immune system. These nutrients work together to provide a foundation of vitality that keeps elders active, independent, and mentally bright. It's important to choose pasture-grown or free-range chicken because these birds aren't given hormones or antibiotics and are raised in environments that promote more natural development. The outcome? Meat with more nutritional integrity, a cleaner flavor, and a better fat composition. Conversely, industrial poultry frequently contains residues, stress hormones, and hidden poisons that are harder for aging bodies to eliminate. The preparation of chicken is important as well. It becomes a kind of medication when cooked, roasted, boiled, or grilled with olive oil and herbs. Its softer texture also makes it easier for people who have trouble swallowing or chewing, so elders may eat without experiencing any discomfort. The hidden hero of healthy aging is, in many respects, free-range chicken. It's not ostentatious, but it's dependable, offering immunological protection, structural support, and consistent energy with each meal. It's the type of meat that strengthens you rather than merely feeds you. However, many people ignore one more meat, an unexpected one. Although it isn't included in most daily diets, it is so full of crucial nutrients that even a tiny portion can promote cellular health in remarkable ways and rejuvenate aged brains. Next, let's find it. 3. Nature's multivitamin for the aging body. Grass-fed beef liver. Although it may not be the most glitzy meat, grass-fed beef liver has long been known to be one of the most nutrient-dense foods available. For seniors, it may be one of the most useful tools for regaining resilience, strength, and clarity. When energy levels start to decline and mental clarity becomes more difficult to maintain in later life, the liver provides a unique, genuine foundational sustenance that meets the body's most urgent age-related demands at the cellular level. No medication can compare to the amounts of vitamins and minerals found in beef liver, which comes from responsibly bred cattle that are given grass. Vitamin B12, which is essential for nerve health, mood regulation, and brain function, may be found in an astounding amount in just one little serving. Many elderly people are unaware that they have low B12 levels because they mistake the symptoms, such as mood swings, exhaustion, and memory loss, for typical aging. Actually, they might just be undernourished. However, the advantages of liver extend well beyond B12. Additionally, it contains a lot of iron, specifically heme iron, which is far easier to absorb than iron from synthetic supplements or plant-based diets. For older adults, particularly women, and those with anemia or circulatory problems, this is extremely important because iron directly contributes to the delivery of oxygen to the brain and muscles, improving mental clarity and physical stamina. Then there is vitamin A, which is found in the liver in its most active form as retinol, which is necessary for immune system function, healthy vision, and skin restoration. Additionally, the liver contains folate, zinc, copper, choline, and CoQ10, all of which assist detoxification, mitochondrial function, and cardiovascular health, systems that progressively deteriorate with age. Liver should be taken carefully and in moderation due to its high nutritional content. Once or twice a week is more than plenty. When cooked properly, it may be unexpectedly tasty and rich, providing both substance and satisfaction, whether it is mixed into pâtés, slow-cooked in stews, or gently sautéed with onions. This organ meat can have a nearly therapeutic effect on elderly people who feel as though their vitality has subtly diminished, their memory has deteriorated, or their immune system isn't functioning as it once did. It rebuilds as well as nourishes. Even though beef liver is a nutritional powerhouse, it's equally important to know which meats to stay away from, because even one bad decision can reverse all of your hard-earned gains. So let's pause for a moment to think. The lesson in meat is not just in what we put in, but also in what we sacrifice. The cost. Every decision you make about what to eat matters, especially after the age of 65. Make them gradually, subtly, and gradually, rather than all at once or in a dramatic manner. Depending on what you choose to feed your body, it will either fight for you or fail you, one mouthful at a time. Eating meats may either keep your body moving, protect your heart, and feed your mind, or they can deplete your energy, impair your memory, and erode your sense of autonomy. And the cost of making poor decisions It isn't always apparent. QI's not limited to cholesterol or blood pressure measurements. It can manifest as persistent lethargy, forgetfulness that begins to worry your family, or stiffness that prevents you from going for your morning stroll. The majority of seniors actually don't experience the consequences of bad eating habits until it's too late. However, harm has already been done at that point, and it is far more difficult to undo than to avoid it. This is why it's so important to make small, deliberate adjustments now. You don't require a total diet change. The pleasure of eating doesn't have to be sacrificed. All you have to do is make better decisions. Say no to meats that are harmful to your health, such as highly processed, chemically preserved, or excessively fatty meats. And yes to meats that are good for your body, such as free-range poultry, wild-caught fish, and organ meats that are high in nutrients. They're more than just food. They serve as fuel for a stronger, longer, and more lucid existence. Because whether you're healthy or sick, you always have to pay a price in the end. Which one are you choose, I wonder? It's your time now. Have you changed your diet in a way that has had an impact? Which meat do you absolutely must have or stay away from? We would want to speak with you. Let's continue this senior health conversation by leaving a comment below. The purpose of these lectures is to encourage you to live life to the fullest and most genuine. I would be delighted to hear from you now. Think for a moment, then share one item you've learned that you want to use in your own life. On this path of accepting these realities, let's help one another. If this video was enjoyable to you, please leave a remark with one. If not, feel free to use 0 in your comment. Your opinions are very important to us. For more videos like these, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, and share our videos. I appreciate you viewing, and I hope you enjoy living your life as you see fit.